Are there things you refuse to do as a teacher that totally give you the icks? Well, today I want to share with you 5 things that I refuse to do as a teacher. And I want to share them with you to kind of normalize having feelings about boundaries in our teaching careers, as well as just kind of relating to you that it's okay to feel the way you do. So while I'm sharing these, please comment below if you have felt the same way before, or even if you disagree with me. I would love to chat with you in the comments. The first thing I refuse to do as a teacher is to not be myself. In my last week's video, I kind of talked about that a little bit, but what I mean by that is I have a personality, I have opinions too. Do I need to be overbearing of all of that on people? No. But do I need to dim my own light to make other people more comfortable, mainly other teachers? No, I don't. So that's something I'm working on, is just being my authentic self and just going with it, because in my classroom it works really well. I have great relationships with my students and they like who I am. So I'm not going to dim my light anymore for any other person because they feel uncomfortable that I either have a teacher business or I have opinions about something. I really like what Mel Robbins says, the let them theory, where if something bothers them about you, let them move on from it. Let it bother them. You can't control everybody, and you can't control if people like you or not. So let them. I love that. All right, my second thing that I refuse to do as a teacher is to not advocate for myself. And a lot of times I have used my teacher union to help me with this. And if you work in a district where you don't have a union, I'm truly sorry, because mine has helped me with so many issues at the buildings I've been in. And I say so many, but I've had at least one issue in any position I've had, and you can really rely on your teacher union. Mine is a nationally recognized one, but our state chapter, and I refuse not to advocate for myself. If something is not right, I need to speak up for it, and you need to speak up for things that are not right too. At one point in my career, I didn't have a door to my classroom. So I spoke up about that, got the union involved. I ended up leaving that school for a variety of reasons. However, guess what they got the next year? They got doors. I mean, doesn't a door seem like a basic human right? But what if I wouldn't have said anything about that? And it was really uncomfortable. It was really hard to do, but I'm so glad that I did it. I advocated for myself, and you need somebody to advocate for you. I've even sat in on other meetings with teachers that needed a union advocate with them. And I felt comfortable doing that because I know what it's like to get taken advantage of as a new teacher. And I don't ever want to see anybody have that happen. So if you have a strong enough will, advocate for yourself and then help other people. Really pay it forward with that. Okay, the third thing, I refuse to judge other teachers. I refuse to worry about what they're doing. I refuse. If you get to school an hour early because it makes you feel good, great. I'm happy for you. I really am. Like Mel Robbins says, let them. If you want to leave right on time because you can't wait to get home to your baby or your dog, or you just want to go on a mental health walk, let them. That's where I'm at. This is my 10th year teaching. I don't always need to stay after school. Some days I might because I want to. Other days I want to get home and walk my dog and decompress. So I'm not going to worry about what other people are doing, and I'm not going to judge them. And I refuse to do that as a teacher. And I hope that if you're doing that currently, that you're hearing this message. But likely, if you're the kind of person watching this video, you're not like that anyways. But sometimes we just need that reminder. Don't worry about what other people are thinking about you. You cannot control that. You can't. Let them think it. Okay, number 4. I refuse to accept the teacher pay scale. And by that, I mean, I'm not talking about being filthy greedy. I'm just talking about wanting more for your life. Maybe that means starting a teacher business. Maybe that means starting a teachers pay teacher store. Whatever that means for you, like maybe you work another job outside of school. That's not always ideal, but what I did initially in my first 2 years of teaching, and it was insane, totally bananas now that I look back on it, is I got 2 master's degrees at once. And mostly because one of them I got for free with teaching vouchers because of my school hosting college students. So I could line those two up. And that resulted in a rather massive pay scale increase of $9,000 in 1 year. Not everybody has the opportunity to do that. I happen to live in a college town. I hustled a lot. I had to like really have my priorities straight at home because it was a lot of time to put in. But that was me refusing the teacher pay scale. I knew that I was a great teacher and I needed to get paid more. And the only way to do that was to get more school. A lot of times, though, you could funnel all that energy and money into creating a business. And that's something I support people in on my other channel, my Molly Wheatley channel. I teach you how to start an online teacher business. But if that's not something you want, then get the other degree. Don't worry about what other people think. Or work something out after school, maybe tutor kids. You don't have to accept what you make. And if you love what you make, great too. There's nothing wrong with that. This is a judgment-free zone, and I want you to adopt that mindset too, that you can love teaching and that can be your bread and butter, and that's everything to you. I love teaching as well, and I just want you to feel supported and feel good after you get done being here today. Okay, last but not least, you know I was going to say this one, daily 5. I refuse to give up the daily 5. And you know why? Because you can include whole group teaching for all those science of reading people that try to come at you. I love the science of reading. When I'm teaching kids how to read, totally using that. But I also want a system in place as a management tool to run my literacy block. And I will die on this hill that daily 5 is the structure of your literacy time, not the instruction. Structure, not instruction. So I think people, when they come after daily 5, it's because they don't know what it is and they don't want to learn about it because they think one way, that all tier 1 instruction has to be done whole group. And it doesn't all have to be done whole group. You can do a small group lesson in addition to whole group. And I would guarantee that people that are saying they just do whole group are also pulling small groups, but they just don't view it as daily 5, therefore they put it down. Daily 5 gives you so much freedom and independence during your literacy block and allows your students to love reading again. My 5th graders this year, that was the number one thing they told me. Their favorite part of the day was daily 5. They loved our book clubs. And yeah, we did whole group instruction before daily 5 started. And we also had word work or word study tied to our curriculum that we did that too. Whole group. But then they also had word work on their own during daily 5. So they're practicing all these skills, but they're not stuck on the same activity for 60 minutes. And that's what many of them told me, is that they were really sick of the lessons they'd had prior to being with me that were 1 hour to 90 minutes of using the same reading passage with whole group. So daily 5, I refuse to give that up. And if you're like me and you really want to streamline your literacy block, then you have to come to my daily 5 workshops this summer in July. I'm hosting one for K1-2 teachers, so K through 2, and then 3 through 5 teachers. There's some slight nuances between those grade levels. And since I've been in both K1 and then I've also been in 5 now, I have a really good grasp of what works well for both. And so I'm going to host 2 different workshops this summer, and you can get on the VIP waitlist right now. It'll be in the description box below just to save your seat, so you'll be the first to know of when it's coming out and get in on some extra VIP things that only the people that sign up early are going to have access to. So I know that's going to be the perfect training for you if you like this channel at all and you're interested in getting better with the daily 5 or even starting the daily 5. Perfect training for you. In 1 hour, you will come away with so many tools and ready to attack the school year. All right, well, I hope those 5 things will really encourage you to maybe make a list yourself of things you refuse to do as a teacher. Really what it is putting boundaries in place. Things that you will and will not put up with. And if you don't put those in place, then you're going to end up resentful and you're going to judge other teachers because they have something that you want. Usually that's what jealousy is. You're jealous of someone because they have something you want. Don't be that teacher. Be happy for other people when they're doing well and set your life up so that you can do well too. I hope this resonated with you. And if you can, please share it with a friend, a teacher friend who maybe needs help putting those boundaries in place. And I look forward to seeing you inside of those daily 5 workshops later on this summer. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.